Yo guys, what's going on? Today I'm gonna be ranking every NFL team and seeing how they're gonna do for 2024. So first off, we got the Saints, and to be honest, I don't think they're gonna go to the playoffs. I don't see them being a real good team, especially with Derek Carr still at quarterback. That's all that I'm gonna say. The Dolphins, they're good. I feel like they're a Super Bowl contender, but I'm gonna put them on as a playoff team because I still don't trust Mike McDaniel in the playoffs or Tua because he seems to perform good at the beginning of the season, but he cannot last towards the end of the season. Ravens, I got them as Super Bowl favorites. They're obviously one of the better teams, and they just got Derrick Henry. So they're going to be a deadly offense, and paired with Lamar Jackson, it's going to be hard to stop them. Next, we got the Bengals. If Joe Burrow comes back and he's healthy and the offense is still clicking, I'm going to put them in Super Bowl contenders. Not favorites, only because they're still questionable, with the offense and how Joe Burrow is going to come back from his injury, but I doubt they'll be in bad shape. I think he'll come back and they'll start winning games easily. Next, we got the Broncos. Broncos, they're young but intriguing. I feel like they picked up some decent draft picks, but they're far from being a good football team. New York, I'm gonna get them mediocre at best. Their football team's been falling off. They lost Saquon. They probably lost other essential players. I really don't know who they drafted. I didn't really follow up on the New York Giants, but they're just a mediocre team in general, so I don't see them getting very far. Vikings, they lost Kirk, but they got J.J. McCarthy. I'm going to give them potential wild cards. I feel like they could definitely surprise some people. The Rams, I like Matthew Stafford still. I like their offense. I like what they got going on defense. I'm going to say they're missing the playoffs only because they lost Aaron Donald. And now that I realize that defense is going to be a lot different with Aaron Donald out of the picture now. So we'll see how they pan out, but I got them missing the playoffs. Buccaneers, they got back Baker. They're running it back with him. I feel like he can be another decent quarterback, especially like a Kirk Cousins type quarterback. Kirk's been around the league for a couple years, and he always puts up good stats. He's not top 10, but I shouldn't say top 10. He's not top 5, but he's around the 10 range. So I feel like Baker could do that one day. So I'm gonna put him potential wild cards. The Detroit Lions. Last year they went to championship game. I feel like they'll do around the same again. I feel like they're gonna be contenders. They're a good football team. I like what Dan Campbell was able to do with the team and the culture. And that offensive coordinator they got, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I know he's really good. And he's, wanted to stay with Detroit instead of picking up a different job as a head coach. So obviously he likes it there. So I feel like they're just building a good culture. So I feel like Detroit's going to be good. Chicago, they got Caleb Williams, but I don't like how they traded up. I feel like it was a waste. Justin Fields, they should have just rolled with him. I feel like it was a dumb decision, and it set them back trying to trade up. So just for that, I'm going to give them young but intriguing. 49ers, obviously, no question to ask. They're going to be Super Bowl favorites. They're obviously a good football team. And, nothing else much really to be said. They're a good football team. Philadelphia Eagles, I got them as Super Bowl favorites as well. Only because, they lost Jason Kelsey, but they got Saquon. They extended A.J. Brown, extended Devontae Smith, brought in Devin White, brought in two new cornerbacks in the draft, and Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. So I feel like they're set. They also got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back, so it helps them even more. Oakland Raiders, I got them missing the playoffs. Just another mediocre team, They really don't got much going for them. They got Devontae Smith. Not Devontae Adams, but other than that, I don't really know what's going on with the Raiders. Green Bay Packers, I feel like they're going to be a playoff team, just like last year. They actually surprised a lot of people in the playoffs, and they are a really good football team. Jordan Love's a good quarterback, so and they're going to be good. Washington, I got them on number one pick contention because they're an interesting group. I don't know. They aren't the best team, and that's all I really gotta say about that. Cardinals. I'm pretty sure they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. I like what they got going on. I really don't know where to put them, so I'm just going to put them young but intriguing because they are an intriguing team. I don't think they're mediocre, but I also don't think they're making the playoffs. So, Steelers is a decent team, actually. They got Russell. I think I'm going to give them potential wild cards, only because I feel like they're not there to go, 13-4, 14-3. I feel like I could see them 9-8, 10-7 sneaking in. The Bills, obviously, I got them in playoff contention, not Super Bowl contenders, only because I don't know. I feel like the Bills just can't get past Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, and I feel like Patrick Mahomes is gonna wind up back in the Super Bowl. So I just don't see Josh Allen being able to overcome Patrick Mahomes. Not this year, at least. Falcons, I got them mediocre. They got Kirk Cousins, but then they went with the 8th pick and drafted a quarterback. So don't know what they're doing over there, but that was their decision. That's what they did, and they're going to suffer from it because they could have made a way better pick at number 8. Seahawks. No, I really didn't follow much up on the Seahawks in the offseason, so I don't really know what's going on with them. So I'm going to just say they're missing the playoffs. I know they got some good players still, like DK, and I know they got a good group on defense because they had some really good cornerbacks. So I feel like they could be in the mix for a potential wild card, but for now, I got them missing. The Patriots, they're just another team that's, not in good shape with their roster. They took a quarterback in the draft. They got some young, decent players, young guys, but I just don't see the roster being able to go far. Young coach just coming in, young players just starting. Young but intriguing. The Browns, I got them, maybe making the playoffs. Deshaun Watson still trying to find his groove. I feel like they could shock some people. They still got a good team. They got a good defense. They really just need Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, both healthy, both playing at the same time, and they could shock some people. Texans, they shocked a lot of people, and all I'm gonna say Texans, a lot of people are going to probably hate this, but I'm putting Texans in the Super Bowl contender spot. I think they're going to make it to the championship this year. They are a good football team. They got a good quarterback. And I love D'Amico Ryans as their coach. I think he's a really smart guy, and I feel like they're doing everything right. Kansas City Chiefs, got to give them Super Bowl favorites, man. Got to. They're a good team. And they won the last 2 Super Bowls. They're going for the third. They're Super Bowl favorites. The Dallas Cowboys, I got them missing the playoffs. Dallas, they didn't do anything this offseason. And if they did, I think the only thing they did was sign Eric Kendricks and Ezekiel Elliott. So I don't see them making the playoffs. I also see Dak struggling because they really just don't got anything there, man. They're falling apart slowly, and the money's catching up to them. And Dallas has just been terrible in the playoffs, so I don't think they're gonna make it. Now we got Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. I don't know with this team, I don't know. I'm gonna go potential wild cards. Jim Harbaugh, I feel like could be a good coach again in the NFL. He was when he first came in. He's always been a good coach. But I don't know about him. You don't know how he's going to perform until the season starts and we get a good glimpse, 8-10 weeks into the season. Then you really know what you're working with. New York Jets, mediocre at best. They've always been a mediocre team. I don't see them making the playoffs. Panthers, another team that's just mediocre. They're not good. Bryce Young sucked last year, and I don't see him making it far in the year. Maybe like 4-13, 5-12. Tennessee Titans, mediocre at best. They don't have any receivers, not one I can name off my hand. I literally don't know who even is their quarterback, bro, because I don't even know. Realistically, I don't see him doing anything this year. Colts, I like Shane Steichen. I like what he did for the Colts. I like what he did for Philly. I got him in the playoffs. And then last but not least, Doug Pearson and the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. I feel like they're going to miss the playoffs, and Trevor Lawrence is going to get out of Jacksonville. And this is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys agree, let me know. If you guys disagree, comment something and tell me I'm stupid. I don't care. I just want to hear what you guys want to say. If you like the video, like it, subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all probably in like another year. Peace out.